Bro, I literally used to spend 8 to 10 hours just doom scrolling on TikTok. I used to get nothing done. I had so much work due. I was a freshman in college. I had so much work due, and I'd always find a way to hold it off till the last minute. And I realized something had to change. I can't let my life be like this. I can't let these days just go by without getting any real work done. So I decided to switch. I put some good habits in my life in, and that's exactly what I want to talk about today. I took my days from literally doing mindless work to getting more done in just a morning than I did in a whole week back then. So a lot of things that I want to talk about in this video are going to correlate to Atomic Habits. It's a book by James Clear, and it's one of the first books that I read that really had an impact on my life and changed my lifestyle completely. So jumping straight into it, I want to talk about habits. So the first thing that you want to do when you're building up these good habits, because you want to make your day more productive, right? And people, they can't put these good habits in their life. You want to change from those bad habits of scrolling on TikTok, not doing anything, procrastinating the things that you had to get done, and switch it to good things. Switch it to things that actually make you productive, make you feel good at the end of the day, make you feel like you actually got something done. The first point that I want to touch on is to make it obvious. And by this, I mean make the goal, make the habit concrete. So by concrete, I mean like, if you have something you got to get done, like brushing your teeth, if that's a habit for you, which it should be for everyone, make that the only thing you do. That's what has to get done before you move to anything else. And once you just directly focus on this habit, and again, it can be as simple as just brushing your teeth, which is the standard, you can start moving to other things. Like for example, for me, I have a strict morning wake up of 4:15 a.m., which I post on my Instagram story every single day, by the way. And I put a morning water, 32 ounces of water with a little bit of Baja Gold sea salt and lemon juice in the water. I make that the night before. And automatically when I wake up, I drink my 32 ounces of water, and then I journal out my thoughts for just 5 minutes. I journal out any thoughts in my head and goals that I'm working towards, because my subconscious mind is the most impressionable in the morning. And just those two habits alone, just stacking off those habits, and they're concrete. I don't do anything else before I get that watered in. I don't do anything else before I do the journaling, right? That's concrete. So make it obvious is the first thing. So the second thing that I want to touch up on is to make the habit attractive. Because most people, they have a hard time with sticking to a good habit because it's not attractive to them. No one really wants to stick to that good habit in the first place. Like, it's hard to, I get that. It's just human nature. So in order to make it attractive, right? You put a habit that you don't really want to do, and then right after that, you do a habit that you do like to do. Like for example, what I used to do is I used to do 4 hours of cold calling in a day. I used to work a sales job, and 4 hours of cold calling is not easy, right? So what I did is I split it up. So I set a timer of 25 minutes on and 5 minutes off. So habit stacking is I get 25 minutes of cold calling in, and then 5 minutes I would just walk around. One, that's just getting me up and getting my blood flow moving, and two, I can take a second to check my phone, see anything that I gotta check, text anyone back. That's a good habit that I want to do. I want to be on my phone for a second. And then I get right back to the cold calls, the productive things that I need to do. So just doing the little things like that, and just apply my examples and use them in your life. And see if you can stack any habits like that. Any habits you really don't want to do, and put them with something that you do want to do. Make sure you do the hard first, always. That's just a productivity trick. That's something that I learned quick, and it gets a lot of things done and increases your productivity like crazy. So the third thing that you want to do when you're creating new habits is to make it easy. When people make these new habits, they want to overcomplicate it, right? Like my morning routine is 4 steps. It's not like 15 or whatever. So it's easy for me to do. I know what I'm doing. And again, I'm making it concrete. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm drinking my water. I'm journaling. I'm doing my 50 push-ups outside. And I'm hitting my cold shower for 3 minutes. 4 things. It's simple. It's easy. That's my habit. I never miss that. And for example, like if you want to start putting your clothes out the night before for the next day, that's the easy habit. Your clothes are right there. So instead of waking up and going to your closet and trying to piece together your outfit's right there. It's making the habit easy. And you do that for everything. Like my water, I just said, I put it right next to my bed. I make it the night before. That way I don't got to wake up, go and get my water, put the lemon juice in, put the Baja Gold sea salt in. It's already right there. It's easy for me. Like I put my journal out. My push-ups, pretty self-explanatory. I just go outside. and then my clothes are ready right when I get out of the shower. The next thing that I want to talk about is to make it satisfying, right? You want to make these habits satisfying because that's who we are. Coming from TikTok, like I told you, like those instant dopamine hits, and I got addicted to that. You want to make it satisfying. You want to make the new goals you have satisfying. And by doing this, you start to crave that satisfaction. Like after you hit that 5 a.m. workout, or if you eat something good that day, you start to crave those satisfying feelings that you get after. Like you just did something, you made a little win. And lastly, I want to touch up on to track your progress. That's the most important thing when you're doing anything, because you don't want to hop in a car, start driving. You don't know the destination for it. You have to know the destination for wherever you're going. And this really applies to everything. You want to track where you're going. Like for example, tracking your weight every single morning. You start to see it drop down over the weeks. It's not instant, and you can't choose instant wins. Delayed gratification is always going to be the best. And once you start seeing those little wins add up, that starts getting satisfying, right? See how it ties in? So for example, like tracking your macros every single day, you see how you are consistent over time. And honestly, for weightlifting, for dropping weight, for putting on lean muscle, the most consistent you are with your macros, the faster the results will come. And that's honestly what most guys struggle with. They struggle to be consistent. So tracking the progress that you're making, that's really important when sticking to a new habit. So all these things that I just talked about, these are all things that I implement in my life that took me from 8 to 10 hours of doom scrolling on TikTok to a really productive morning, getting more done in a morning than I do in a week, increasing my productivity. And you want to do the same, you increase these strategies yourself. You don't got to go through trial and error. You just follow the simple disciplines. These are disciplines. You apply them to your life and see how quick it changes. I promise you. You start applying these to your habits, make good habits, everything just changes.